Hi everyone, this is the saxophone, and yes, mine's black and gold, but nonetheless, it's still a saxophone. This is the alto saxophone, and it's the most common kind of saxophone to begin with. So as always, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the shape of the instrument, and the sound, how the sound works, and the style. So the saxophone really is a relatively young instrument as far as music history goes. There was this guy, I always think of him as like a mad scientist in Belgium named Adolf Sax, and he loved to tinker around with instruments and invent new instruments. And so he wanted one day to figure out how to make all these woodwind instruments that were so pretty but so quiet, to still be that nice woodwind sound but louder. And so he decided he would take brass, like what trumpets and trombones and tubas have, and bend it in a correct way that would work for a woodwind instrument, and then also put a reed on the end of the mouthpiece. And by doing that, he invented this new instrument he named after himself called the saxophone. So of course the saxophone is something you hear a lot in jazz and pop and rock music. It has that nice soulful sound to it. Well, that's the shape of the instrument. A little bit about the history. Of course, the shape is that wonderful curvy shape that we all have seen on lots of pictures and jazz t-shirts and all of that. But the sound is something that comes from a reed. So just like on a clarinet or any other reed instrument, you first just put a reed on and you just blow across the mouthpiece. And that was kind of soft. I know it's squeaky, but it could go much louder. It sounds like a duck call. And then you control that squeak on the neck, this little section. Now it's starting to sound a little bit more like an instrument. And when you put that on the actual instrument, now all these crazy buttons that look so complicated, really it's just 3 basic buttons in the left hand and 3 in the right hand. At least when you're a beginner, that's all you worry about. And as you move your fingers up and down, the sound changes, just like on a recorder. If you've ever played those, you move your fingers, the sound changes. So anyway, I already played a little bit of jazz for you. I also love to play wonderful melodies on the saxophone. It's such a singing-like instrument. So friends, that's the saxophone. It's one of my favorite instruments. I say that about all these, but it was the instrument I first played. So it holds a special place in my heart, and I'm always excited to help someone else become a saxophone player too. Parents, feel free to visit my website, rexamenmusic.com/educator, where you can find more info on how to sign up for lessons, as well as referrals and recommendations from other students and parents. Thanks, hope to see you in lessons soon.